I was gonna like do a little transition with the glass. That looks kind of funny. Okay, welcome to the video, guys. We're 7 seconds in, and we're gonna go straight into the video. So, top tips on improving your health. Okay, first one I'm going to talk about is improving your sleep quality. We want to be sleeping for a minimum of 8 hours a day. I recommend being in bed for 10 hours a day. That way you're going to be hitting that minimum requirement, possibly sleeping even longer than 8 hours, which is of course going to be beneficial. And you're giving yourself the leeway in case, you don't fall asleep fast enough or you get woken up a couple times in the night. You've still got the window to get a sufficient amount of sleep in order to encourage that proper recovery that you need to perform cognitively as well as physically. Additionally, limiting blue light before bed. So any artificial lights are going to be messing up your melatonin production before bed, and it's just not good for you, okay? So caffeine, we don't want to be drinking any caffeine around 5 hours before we're going to bed, because caffeine's got a 5-hour half-life and the effects can carry on for a while. So if you're caffeinated before bed, you're not going to sleep right. It will take you a while to get to sleep, and your quality of sleep will not be on par with if you weren't caffeinated. So another thing we can do to improve our melatonin production is to be sleeping in a very dark room, make it as dark as possible, obviously no lights. Of course, we've mentioned this. You want to close your curtains and your blinds. And another one that is really good for your melatonin, as well as other points I'm going to cover very shortly. Candles. I've got one with me here. This one's made of natural beeswax. Just candles in general. The flame, the red light that comes off the top of the candle is really good for your body's melatonin production, which is obviously going to help you with sleeping. And again, I'm going to mention that in a moment. So, your food. Now, food, obviously, you are what you eat. That's an old saying. Everyone knows that. So we want to be trying our absolute best to get high quality food as frequently as possible. So high quality being food that is of a higher welfare, and most likely, you're going to be getting that quality from organic produce, okay? Produce that isn't produced using pesticides, chemical fertilizers, any of that shit. All that messes up your hormones, messes up your bodily systems in general. It's toxic for you. It's not a good thing, especially pesticides. They're literally designed to kill anything that contacts your food. So why would you want to eat that? You know what I mean? Of course, there's limitations to this. Not everyone can afford to buy organic, free-range shit all the time. I understand that. However, just get into a habit of trying to pick these options where it's possible, okay? So higher quality food. Additionally, with higher quality food, we also want to reduce our processed foods to an absolute minimum, if possible, nothing, okay? Anything processed tends to be things with more than one ingredient, comes pre-packaged, and there's additives in there, so we've got things like extend the shelf life, so preservatives, flavorings, additives, like flavor enhancers, colorings, sweeteners, all sorts of, the list goes on. There are a lot of additives that they use to make these processed foods. You want to avoid all that. Your body doesn't need that. You're not going to find any of that in nature, eating the things you're intended to eat as an animal. So we don't want to be eating all these processed nonsense foods, okay? So we also want to be aiming to hit high micro and macronutrient values. This is done by simply observing what it is you're eating and making sure you're getting enough protein, carbs, fats, fiber, micro and macronutrients, okay? Well, so, no, I meant micronutrients on that one, so vitamins and minerals, okay? You get the vitamins and minerals very easily from just eating between 5 and 10 portions of fruit and vegetables a day. I would include nuts in this 5 to 10 a day as well. So if you eat like 3 portions of nuts, and then 2 portions of seeds, and then 3 portions of vegetables and 2 portions of fruit, you've hit your 10 a day. Excellent, okay? You're going to get a lot of vitamins, a lot of minerals. There'll be protein in there. There'll be simple sugars in there. There'll be, of course, carbs. All that good stuff, right? Vitamins and minerals. Exercise frequently. We want to be exercising very frequently, aim for 1 time a day, but it doesn't have to be heavy strength training 7 days a week. That's going to be suboptimal. That's not going to be good enough, because you're not going to give your body a chance to recover. You need to exercise smart here, okay? So just by being active, maybe you go for a walk, maybe you walk the dogs for an hour, okay? So there's your exercise done. You can obviously strength train. That's excellent. Train for cardio, all that stuff, right? You just want to exercise daily. This is according to your own fitness goals. There is no magic exercise that is going to be improving your health. It is simply being physically active. I'm going to touch on this as well. I haven't written this one down. Don't be sat down where possible for more than 4 hours a day. That is just not going to be helping you, okay? We're not designed to be sat down. We're designed to be moving around, doing stuff, you know, creating, exploring, all sorts of, you know, climbing, gardening, hunting. These are things we're meant to be doing, okay? We're not supposed to just... I'm going to do a visual representation here. No. Okay? So, stay active. Reduce our stress, all right? So, we live in a stressful time. Chronic stress is a leading cause of a lot of health issues and early death, okay? So, we don't want to be stressful. So, I've got 3 tactics here that I personally use that anyone can incorporate to reduce my stress as well as reduce your own stress, okay? Meditate. There's various ways of doing this. I recommend doing your own research, trying different methods that work for you. I'm going to touch on a method that I use. Literally, I either have a prompt. So my prompt is I'll have this candle here. It's made of beeswax. Smells really nice. So I like to stare at the candle. Sometimes, not all the time. You know, I can just stare at nothing, stare at the walls, close my eyes. It's whatever I want to do, right? So if you stare at the candle, you just focus. So this is my method, right? I don't know where I learned this, but I learned it somewhere. So you picture your thoughts as like this is a metaphor, okay? I don't actually picture your thoughts, but the metaphor is that your thoughts are like cars on a road, okay? And you're observing your thoughts going by. It's okay if you get caught up in a thought and you travel along with that thought for a little while, but then once you've acknowledged what you're doing, you're thinking, take a deep breath and bring yourself back to observing the cars going by, okay? So the idea is that when you're meditating, you're observing your thoughts and you're not actually thinking about anything. You're just taking that time to really compose yourself, focus on your breathing, and just relax and just not let your monkey brain be thinking about 1,000,001 things, because you're always thinking, even when you don't realise that you're thinking all the time. You're thinking when you're sat doing nothing, you're thinking when people are talking to you, you're thinking when you're walking places, you're always thinking. So giving yourself that time to not think about anything will reduce your stress and it will improve your mood and your health in general, okay? So mindfulness, again, it touches on reducing stress and meditation. So mindfulness that I like to use is writing down what I'm grateful for. This just keeps you in a better mood. You know, you think about the things you have rather than your wants, and, you know, perhaps even things you feel as though you need. You acknowledge and you appreciate what it is you already have. Happiness isn't what's out there, it's being content with what's already here, okay? Because a lot of us, another one is, I'm just going to use this, a really, really good saying that I like to tell myself, it could always be worse. No matter what your situation is, it could be worse. I don't even care if one of your parents has died, okay? It could be worse because they both could have died. Like, that's how you need to look at things, okay? Unfortunate things do happen. However, looking at things with a it could be worse mindset will not go amiss, all right? Especially in regards to reducing our stress and improving our health. Stretching daily. This is another one for stress reduction. So when we train or when we, live any form of lifestyle, we're going to get tightness and we're not going to feel as... You feel really good after doing like a full body stretch and then sleeping on it and then waking up the next day. That's all I'm going to say, okay? When you stretch your body out and you recover really nicely, you feel awesome, okay? Because you give your body an ample amount of time to get the blood into the muscles and just to repair stuff, all right? And stretching calms you down as well, brings you into a nice headspace before bed. Or if you want to do it in the morning to start your day, whatever works for you, all right? But it will help reduce your stress. Hydration. Now, there are different forms of hydration. Some people think that a fizzy drink is going to be sufficient. I disagree entirely. They often actually dehydrate you as opposed to hydrate you. So for this video here, I'm going to be recommending we cut out fizzy drinks altogether. All you're getting with a fizzy drink is, oh, it tastes nice, and an early death, okay? It's increasing your risk of loads of different problems like heart disease or diabetes because of all the sugar in there. Artificial sweeteners, flavourings, preservatives, microplastics, artificial ingredients in general. I don't think I've missed anything, all right? You don't need any of that stuff. You just need 2 to 3 litres of water a day, possibly even more depending on your requirements. If you've done a lot of running or you're a big guy or even a big woman, you may need more water, okay? Just make sure... A way of measuring it is just look at your urine, okay? If it's coming out clear and you're weeing maybe like every 2 to 3 hours, you're probably fine. But if it's been 4 hours, you haven't weed, or if your wee's quite yellow, this is an indication I need to drink more water. Listen to your body. Look at the signs. If you're getting headaches, right? This is another one. If you're getting headaches, you're dehydrated. That is the leading reason for headaches. And yet people don't understand this. They don't drink enough water and they get constant headaches. They take a pill and they think that's the cure-all, right? You don't need medicine for a headache. If you're getting persistent headaches and you're well hydrated and you're a healthy person, you're getting persistent headaches, get that shit checked out. But chances are you're dehydrated and that's where you're getting your headaches from, okay? So drink enough water, absolutely. Do you know what? I'm going to finish this one off. Talking for those 10 minutes this quickly has genuinely just killed my vocal cords. So, the next one I'm going to touch on here is drink and drugs. All I've written down here is minimise these. I don't think I need to explain this, alright? If you smoke, if you drink, if you do anything else, alright, it's bad for you, okay? There's multiple measures at looking at this, alright? There's not a single part of your body that is not negatively impacted by tobacco smoke and alcohol, alright? That's all I need to say. Minimise it, all right? This does depend, however, on person to person, all right? You've got some people who drink once a month, and then their goal could be to drink every 6 weeks. You've got people who drink daily. Their goal should be to drink 4 times a week at a start. Any reduction is a reduction, and then they should work to improve these reductions over a gradual course of time. Or, you know, if you're solid enough, go cold turkey. Totally recommend it. Because reducing the amount of alcohol and drugs you consume is quite obviously going to improve your health, all right? Next one I'm going to talk about is... so those are the main ones that are, you know, they're the main ones, okay? Now, I've got some optional ones at the bottom of my list here that I'm just going to touch on very briefly. There are extra things you can do to improve your health that I think are worth mentioning, all right? Supplements, I'm not going to tell you what supplements to take. I've got a video separately on what supplements I'm currently taking for health and fitness. However, do your own research and take the ones that are related to your own needs and your own body and all that stuff, okay? For example, let's say you've got quite sore joints. I'm not sure why, but let's say you've got sore joints. You would research and you would find out that turmeric, collagen, omega-3 are great for improving your joint health. Boom. Now you can take those 3 and you'll have healthier joints. Just like that, okay, guys? You don't have to. You can get those things in your diet. You know, you can maybe add some turmeric to a curry you have twice a week. You can add some fish to your diet, then you're already getting omega-3 from the fish you're eating. And you can get collagen just by eating meat, right? Obviously, you're not going to get it as if you were taking it from a supplement because they hydrolyze it and stuff, whatever. But you can get these things in your diet, just understand what it is that your body requires, and then, yeah, do your own research, okay? So, cold exposure, right? So, cold showers or cold baths, like ice baths, right? Great for health, you know, look into it. I've got a separate video on these. It's something I would recommend. It's something I've mentioned in this video for a reason, because it will improve your health. And the last thing that I've got here for improving health that I think is... I don't hear it mentioned often because people are going to profit from relaying the information to you, but this is a really vital one in my opinion. Do your own research. Look into how to improve your own health. Look into what foods you need for certain things. Look into, you know, how bad certain things are for you, okay? Do your own research and look into all sorts of little things you can do to improve your health a little bit at a time, right? One thing I did, okay, this is the end of the video now, so if you don't want to watch me ramble on, okay, though I've now listed all the things I'm going to talk about in order to improve your health, okay? This is the last little thing. Something I looked into personally, I thought, right, I don't want my food covered in pesticides. I don't want to spend loads and loads of money to buy just organic food. What can I do? And I thought on it for a while, and I thought, I'll grow my own. And then you start looking into, okay, well, what can I grow in my area? And what can I grow for, you know, let's just say, what can I grow for vitamin C, right? So fruit. Just do your own research, guys. Research certain things like, you know, how to build muscle more effectively, you know, what is healthy foods, you know, what's wrong with our tap water. Research all sorts of these things and you cannot go wrong, all right? The more you know, the better. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.